On we go for another round of tape collection. It waits. Never had one of those before. Just gonna sit back there, is it? I'll take the opportunity. Do you know what? I think that's our face. It looks quite a lot like the face that happens just before the guy gets you and takes your brain out. Looks quite a lot like it. So I think that's us enjoying playing this. And then when we've done a round, a go, look, I calm down again. I don't know where the camera is pointing at me for that, but there you go. That's my theory. There we are. We're down another tape. Up another tape. Good spirits. And we can manage this in about 10 minutes per round now, which is good. Oh, I really still hate that thing up there. Good spirits. Tape degraded. Use the transcription. Yeah. Patient was admitted for observation and palliative care measures at around 600 hours. Those who witnessed the event maintained that the patient was performing routine maintenance on redacted when an unknown safety mechanism failed and the patient's left temple intersected with some sort of high-energy plasma wave or particle beam. Those who accompanied the patient from the accelerator facility were frustratingly vague, but insisted that the specifics were unimportant to the patient's potential recovery. So a patient... I can hear something in my left ear. Listen. From behind the door behind me. Stop now. Anyhow. Okay, so they got in contact with some high-energy beam. It's always a person going where they shouldn't. Patient is currently fully alert with a slightly elevated blood pressure of 140/90 and a heart rate of 135. Good grief. That's my jogging heart rate. Those from the facility indicated that the dose of radiation from the exposure... they've estimated as high as 500,000 Roentgens, which apparently far exceeds any known dose and is most certainly fatal. Although my experience here is admittedly limited. The patient repeats the phrase, "Today was special," as a kind of tick, with an accompanying leg dyskinesia. Interesting. Today was special is what we see at the end of Help on the main screen, isn't it? When we go in there. When we go into the chair. As a kind of tick with an accompanying leg dyskinesia. So dyskinesia means you can't necessarily feel it, or you feel it strangely. Something like that, which could be attributed to potential frontal lobe damage stemming from the accident. Despite this, the patient is seemingly in good spirits and has agreed to be observed and studied as his condition inevitably declines. The current estimate is no more than a week. This was on the 29th of May, so not long after the other audio logs we've had. Good spirits indeed. And that puts us virtually halfway through the tape finding. On to the next one. I wonder if we can ever get more than 5 stored in there. Did that say 21? That can't have been 12. Because they're never normally upside down, right? Huh. Well, that was a wasted run. I had such bad luck there. This tape is unremarkable. And I've worked so hard to get it too. Ooh. Can't listen to it. So this was from November. The audio itself is unremarkable if heard, but the spectrogram reveals something fascinating, especially when the date of the recording is considered. The face visible in the image bears a remarkable resemblance to redacted, and the presentation and stage of their symptoms. Oh my god, how is that similar to a person's face? That they must have been, I suppose over on the left there. You can kind of see their face, and that's the left temple, right? The engineer who got his head... That noise again. The engineer that got their head stuck to the proton beam or whatever it was. Photon beam. And the presentation and stage of the symptoms, their disappearance on the day prior to the recording must be significant, although to what end is unknown. This is creepy, man. All of these things are suggesting that maybe there are people disappearing into some sort of weird dimension or something and being sort of detected via the audio spectrograms or something. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Right, we're playing on easy now because I've got so many tapes to unlock and I've had some real issues trying to beat the scores regularly enough to unlock another 20 tapes. So I've made it on easy mode and we only have to pay 5 to get out, so that's something. Do you reckon I've got enough to get out? Hey, we got the glutton achievement. Subject 1 with at least double the required amount. I have done it twice now, but that third time got the achievement. We have a fish tape. No wrong guesses. Look at that, 11 total guesses. Easy mode is a lot easier. And that's my mode from now on. We'll give hard a go at some point, see if we can beat it. But for now, fish. A fish, a fishy. Ooh. Oh, wow, it is a fish. Look at that. We're a little confused about the significance of this one. It seems like it's just a fish. Maybe it's their idea of a joke? Right, so maybe they, the things that live in the audio spectrogram world, or whatever it is, are aware that we can see it and they're putting through interesting images for us to see? Who knows? I would love to identify and analyse some of the actual audio spectrograms from this game. I suppose I could do. There's nothing stopping me. There's one thing stopping me. It's the quest to get more tapes. Do you know, one thing I was thinking of about that tape that we had that said follow the waves, they could be talking about sound waves. Right? Don't know. Do you know, that thing up there, I wonder, it looks like a human head which has something on the side of it. I wonder if it's the guy that got caught in that photon beam that we read about. Maybe? Who knows? We're ready to leave. Easy mode for the win. Breath. This could be an interesting one. Let's have a look at breath. Ooh. No, we still can't get audio for it. Interviewer says, what can you tell us about the experience? So this is an interview. That's interesting. Because it talks about the things that I'm doing being interviews. Anyway, what can you tell us about the experience? 000, is that the initial person to be interviewed? Maybe when all this happened, there was an interview going on and it got trapped in this weird hellish loop? Who knows? Who knows? Stop conjecturing. Is this about my workman's comp claim? The interviewer says, no, I thought that was clear. This is purely about the accident. Oh, so right, this is the person who was accidented with the photon beam, or whatever it was. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, it didn't hurt, which is surprising. I saw the brightest light I've ever seen, with a strange pink and blue hue, and time seemed to slow, almost to a crawl. And before you say people always say that right before an accident, it wasn't like that. I fell from a treehouse when I was 13. I remember the fall vividly and that it seemed to slow. But that's just how our brains work when under duress. We're aware of how the brain works. Seriously? Interviewer 2 steps in. Let me just step in here. There won't be any more interruptions, will there? First interviewer goes, no, please continue. Yes, please continue. Well, as I was saying, time slowed. It breathed almost, like a long exhalation. There was an incredibly loud roar and this weird melody, and then the room fell into me. What do you mean fell into you? The light bent and curved into me, I guess. It was instantaneous, I assume, like some radio station popping in and out of the wrong frequency. It's hard to explain. Wow, it's like the circle of light we see where it sort of bends and warps before we finish the interview. Scoff. He's having a biscuit. Excuse me? Nothing, that's just a creative theory. How about you go for... Okay, that's cool. That's really interesting to talk to the person that had this happen to him. I am hungry for lore tapes. Tim Oxton, give me some more lore tapes, please. I'm coming for them. Do you know there's something else to this as well? Flathead. Flat because of the thing that he had done to him with the beam, where he got his head stuck. Also, look, that side of my head is kind of screwed because of the eye messed up. So maybe that, again, is where the thing went in. I think we're seeing imagery of this guy all over the place. What about you? Do you have anything like that? Can't see it at the moment, but you have a dodgy eye as well. Yeah, look at that. Once again, the head has been smashed into, first of all, by a beam of something coming from that left-hand side. But then also there's like a monster mouth thing that's come in the way. I think that's symbolic. Temporal. That's another lobe. Temporal lobe. I'm excited about this one. If it's another one of the 3 melodies. Alright. Seemingly the final third of the cephalonic melodies. The note relationships here are clearer and the melody more defined. Yeah, it's just, you know, semitone steps, isn't it? Or tone steps. Whatever. The note relationships here are clearer and the melody more refined. The recording was covered by OS team redacted from the unfortunate redacted. To the editor, if you're going to redact everything, why do I bother even writing these? The editor says, because we pay you to. Stop complaining. At least you're not on OS. Nice little bit of internal work strife there. While the previous 2 iterations of the cephalonic melodies are sporadically heard and recorded, the recording of the temporal melody is, as of January 19-something, the only to be observed and or experienced. The reason for this disparity is, like much of the cephalonic melodies, unknown. I want to put those 4 together. Those three melodies together. Occipital, parietal, and temporal. Maybe we're going to. Maybe we're going to. Well, not much to say about that run, but we got the tape Lonely. I am still keeping an eye out to see if there's something cool that happens during the run. Because you never know. Is there more stuff on the floor there than before, I wonder? Possibly. We'll see. Let's go here again. Ooh, wow. What could that be? I love these sort of slightly difficult to see spectrographs that might represent something and you have to really look and think, oh, it's otherworldly. It gets me each time. It's wonderful. Spectrograph is from a different, unfortunately lost recording, another casualty from the inter-office expansion. Although both the attached audio and spectrograph were from the observation study F8, hence the pairing. The spectrograph is believed to be an intended communication regarding the remains of redacted, or the possible cellular regurgitation of their double. Which I'm starting to think that's us, that we're a double or we're some version of them, based on everything. This is intriguing. The logic and mechanisms behind these processes are still unproven and somewhat piecemeal, or at least the evidence is far from complete, so the takeaways are somewhat limited. That's a shame, I love takeaway. The origin of the audio sample is unknown. The recording itself was recovered only through the use of surrogates, and early ones at that. The intent and source for the sound can therefore only be speculated. Interestingly, the word lonely was written on the recovered DAT system. But again, it's unclear whether this should be attributed to the OS team or the surrogates themselves. So we've got to decide what the OS team is. Observation study team. So I guess that's people watching the study go on. Maybe in that lit room off to our left. Or a version of it. And the surrogates weren't the recovered, regurgitated, cellularly identical version of the one, you know, patient 0 or whatever who got photoned that's been redacted in here. It might not be redacted. It might not be him. Who knows? I am guessing again, but yeah, we're just trying to piece this stuff together. We've only got 6 to go. I am excited to see what happens. I wish there was a slightly more interesting way of doing this rather than just grinding through easy or getting frustrated because normal is too swingy and there aren't enough mechanics to keep it that interesting. But you can't have everything. This game is a low price point game, and I'm intrigued enough to continue, at least. So continue I shall. Tape Malice. Delivered to the incubator. Do I want to read or hear about Malice? Probably not. But we shall do it anyway. Oh, it's this guy in the corridor again. I hate him. He's really creepy. Last known appearance of OS, Observation Study, D76 member, Floyd something. The delivery of false spectrograms and their frequency cannot be ignored, but the recovered notes and witness accounts corroborate what is seen above. Given the perceived lack of malice and intent, one must assume the purpose of such a projection is not to gloat, but rather, perhaps just an echo of the event. The subsequent recording, however, is still cause of concern for current observation study members, despite the assurances. See Rec 115 XXC. So people are going missing, right? Last known appearance of one of the members. So the people who are involved in the studies are going missing as well. Can't press the door. Oh. In for one more. Of course, why we're doing all this as part of the tests, I don't know. Like, why is all this involved? Why are there 3 rounds of higher or lower? I want to know how that specifically relates to the bits of lore we've found. I don't see how I earned 66 cells either. In that one interview. I mean, I needed 5, then 10 and 15. So that should be about 30, and I certainly didn't have 36 on top of that. So I think the numbers of right guesses and the numbers of cells earned are a bit different, and I need a bit of work to make sure those numbers are correct in the code. But anyway, we've got memory, which is an interesting one. Let's just check the state of the floor behind us. No, it looks the same. Memory. Mento Memori? Oh my god. The first instance of the startling, albeit harmless, memory effect. There are, of course, many theories as to how a spectrogram of what appears to be a real memory is obtained by the structure, or whatever is producing the aural imaging. So the structure, or something inside the structure, is producing these spectrograms. And it's maybe communicating them via what you see in the spectrograms. Anyway, because of the nature of the recordings, the validity of the memories cannot be verified, but those present in the images or that knew the source well have gone on record to confirm that the images are strikingly similar to scenes or events that occurred. It should be noted that the images, while similar, often differ in subtle details when compared to the real versions. A brand of television, or a haircut, for example, are often shifted to unknown or strange variations. This sounds like AI-generated imagery. The demeanour of those in the memories are almost always expressionless. Whether this is an attempt at solace or communication is, again, unknown. Lonely is often written on the recordings if recovered in the field. What fresh hell is this? 001. This sounds like it could be an original. I'd love to be able to see that more slowly, because that was an interesting view. The view we get as we get pulled back into this room. 001.
I feel like time is flowing around me. I think it's ebbing and it's flowing, and it's not constant like I remember it, like it should be. I mean, I feel like 1 minute I'm at work and I can't even remember what I do. I can't even remember what I do for work, and then the next I'm in this hallway, and it's
29th of June, 19 something. So we don't know whether that's all the same year. So we've had some stuff from January and May and June, and I think November. But I don't know whether they're all in the same year. I might have to put them all together. Can't remember what I do for work, and then the next I'm in this hallway, and it's... we're getting closer here. Because, yeah, this hallway, and then it's time for me to go back into the chair. I don't know. And who is that? I'm sure the timing was coincidental there. I still think we're the guy. One of the guys. One of the guys. -10. Thank goodness I had 0. Don't take him away from stored. Yeah. It's all good. Tape 002. I have also wondered what's going to happen if I try playing on hard and succeed. I've got to give that a go at some point. But for now, it's all about the tapes.
Started seeing these people there, the hallway. I try to talk to them, but they don't seem to understand. It's like they're wearing masks of their faces. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like they have all the right parts, but they don't know what to do with them.
This is like all of the achievements. All the achievements have weird-faced people in just sort of candid old family photos and things like that. And it's also, like they were saying earlier in one of the earlier spectrograph ones, saying, you know, the spectrograph images that we're getting, spectrogram images are very like the people they represent, and they're very similar to those original scenarios. I don't know why my heart rate's so high. I think it's because I just went for a long walk and have had a big cup of Earl Grey tea. Anyhow, but those images have slight odd differences. Do you remember I said about AI tweaks and AI generation? It just has these weird little differences. Maybe that's what he's talking about here. And he's able to be in this other world, wherever it is, and he's just seeing all of these strange things differently. Don't know. Conjecture.
They just look. And every time I wake up, there's more. There's more of them every time.
Because they're all joining you in that world?
Stare at me. Or maybe I'm staring at them.
Oh, creepy. And this was, what, 4th of August in that year. So this is 2 months afterwards. After number 1. 2 to go. Oh my goodness. The penultimate... Okay. I was going to say the penultimate tape is tape number 3, but we have the word friend now in the final spot. Didn't just pick that up. You saw that.
I can feel it. I can feel it pulling me down. I can feel it in every atom that is split and called its own. And I won't fight it. I won't. I can't. It's warm and it's light. And I'm going home. I see that now. I see that. Today is special.
Today is special. 21st of August, 19-something. Dare we click friend? So the atoms are breaking down. He's half fused with something, as we expected. Let's click friend. Oh my god, I clicked friend and nothing happened. Shit, I'm nervous. Friend, are you friend? Oh my god, this is horrid. So, we had black ones before, didn't we? And we were able to use them. Tomorrow, depths, and friend. Hang on. Let's listen to tomorrow.
If you listen closely.
You'll hear the crashing waves of tomorrow outside the door, but fear not, stranger, for those waves are for another day. Today those waves shall sleep, if only for a moment, because today, my friend, is special. Today you will be tested again and again and again, but when it's over, and the waves finally break through and splinter the door, tomorrow will recede and tremble in awe of what you've become. May the tapes of yesterday provide you with the strength that is required for the trials of tomorrow. Today. Until tomorrow, Flathead. Depths, the other black one, was listen for the waves, Flathead. From the depths their songs will guide you to new shores. Finally, friend, which doesn't work. Which I can only assume is the person contacting me directly, calling me Flathead, like the two black ones up there. Tomorrow occipital, TOWS, toes, EPG, epguff, but no, we don't have a secret code there, do we? You never know. And then we've got the yellow ones. I don't know the difference between the yellow and the blue ones. Oh, the blue ones are spectrograms, aren't they? The yellow ones are audio logs or text logs of the audio. Transcriptions of the audio logs. Okay. Well, it's time to get the last one. Shit. I would love to follow the waves. That feels like a hint. Follow the waves. Follow the sounds, the melodies. Don't know. I reckon this guy hiding on the right here is another person that's been split down the middle. You can see on his face. Oh. What he's doing there, I don't know. Maybe he's the guy. Maybe he's the one speaking to me and helping me. Who am I? We don't know. Love a 20. So the question now is, do we get a tape as our last reward, or does the friend tape become playable? Or is there something else I don't understand about that friend tape? Either way, this is where we find out. Is it just me, or is that getting bigger than usual? I think it was. Tape dash 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 dash. Delivered to the incubator. Okay. Redacted is still, of course, redacted. Everything looks much the same. Should we check the last tape? It still says it still says friend. Now it works.
Tomorrow beckons, friend. Shed your grief and let the tides of time wash you away. Today was special.
Today and tomorrow. Oh no. This is different. Oh. What do we do? What do you reckon? I think we just go. Can I go? We've gone. Press W to walk forward. Oh, the breathing. Are we now the Watcher? We are. Look, you can see. There's someone sitting in a chair up ahead. We are breathing heavily and walking forwards down a dark corridor. The lights have gone on. Oh, shit. Oh my god, to be able to see it from this side is ridiculous. I can't turn round, can't go anywhere but forwards. Oh! Ha! Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So once you get all of the... well, once you get all of the tapes, you essentially become one of those Watchers. I'm calling them the Watchers, I don't know if they are. And you go back home, you go back down the corridor, and you get whoever's in there. Whether that's you, whether that's another test subject. There's an interesting bit of recursion there. There's a lot of lovely thanks from the solo developer. Dread XP, of course, the publishers of this game, also the publishers of Mortuary Assistant. Thank you, Tim. I think I called you Tom earlier, I do apologise. And thank you so much as well for dropping by in the channel and dropping a comment. Oh my goodness. Well, I've got to say, I've got some thinking to do to sort of get my head around what's been going on in this. Here we are. There we have it. We have Friend, we have all of the other ones. I don't know if there's anything left to uncover. Well done, Steve. There you go, tempting fate again. Hi, by the way, Steve here from the future just before releasing this video. I just watched episode 3 through with Scarlett and noticed something cool. Put the 3 encephalic melodies together in the audio and cover them, you get this written out. And that's a bit of a motif in this game, wouldn't you say? Might not be too profound, I suppose, but I thought it was another neat example of detail. Also, there's no current Google search results for encephalic melodies in quotes, so let's get that changed. Anyway, back to the summing up with Past Storpy. I think there are still 3 achievements that I haven't got. So I don't know how we're going to uncover those, because they're secret hidden achievements. But that's what this is. We are that thing. Heading down that corridor. Oh, it's just so disgusting and horrible. And we still don't know what's in there. There's definitely something alive, or mobile at least, in there. Anyhow, well, that's it for now. We're still pre-release as of when I record this, so we're still, I think, an hour or 2 away from the game being released properly. So we'll see if there are any updates or patches or anything like that, and you might see another video from me in the future covering anything else that comes out, because I'm interested in this. I like this. I might go and do another deep dive through all of those tapes, see if I can make a bit more of head or tails, heads and tails, cats and dogs, snails and slugs, frogs and bugs of the story, and then see what we can do. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching as ever. Thank you, Tim, for making a fantastic game. Lots of love to everyone who's watched. See you all on the next video. Whew, this has been Flathead, and bye-bye.